So I'm willing to bet that you weren't expecting to see more 2 Point Museum here on the channel, but surprise, here we are, and there's a new DLC to check out that I'm actually really excited to play around with. Now, for those of you just joining us who maybe don't know what 2 Point Museum is, there was a game back in the 90s called Theme Hospital. Many years later, another studio, 2 Point Studios, made a game called 2 Point Hospital that was a spiritual successor to Theme Hospital, one of my all-time favorite games. They then made 2 Point Campus, which was a similar concept, but was based on university campuses. And now there is 2 Point Museum. This is part 23 of an ongoing series. There will be a link to the playlist in the video description if you haven't seen it. But today I want to focus on the new DLC. Because with that new DLC, we have a new map that we can explore. We have the Scorched Earth, where we're going to be meeting a goblin. Greetings, yes, I'm doing the voice. Greetings, adventurer, and welcome to Scorched Earth. I'm Fiona Fee-Fo-Fum, Goblin Questmaster Extraordinaire, but you can call me Fee. And if I keep talking like this is going to take forever. These lands are full of wonder, opportunity, and dragons. Quite a lot of dragons. A few hundred years ago, the dragons stole the crown and took charge. The kingdom went from fairy tale to fiery tale. No one in Scorched Earth can face the heat, but who knows? You might be different, maybe. If you are, I have just the thing for fighting dragons. But you don't just grab a secret weapon and head straight for a boss fight. That's not how this works. Start your journey and assemble a ragtag party of adventurers. It's the only way. So, we need fantasy experts. Fantasy experts come in 4 different classes: barbarians, rogues, wizards, and bards. Each class also has its own variety of subclass traits. Fantasy experts have 4 unique stats: strength, dexterity, intelligence, and luck, and staff can improve their stats by gaining XP and increasing their rank. These new stats are used to counter or unlock most events on the Scorched Earth Expedition map. Build the right party of fantasy experts for a successful adventure. So, we have the fledgling arms right down here. We also have some objectives on the right side. We need to complete an expedition to the fledgling arms, Wishfell Village, and Fairydale. And to go to the fledgling arms, we are going to need a fantasy expert. There are also a bunch of items that we will unlock to place in the museum once we unlock this point of interest. So we'll go ahead and unlock this, which is great. We have discovered Fairydale, which needs 2 fantasy experts and 50 fantasy buzz, and we need to activate buzz bonuses on 2 fantasy exhibits to unlock Wishfell Village. So, long story short, I mean, we can look at the rewards. We have enchanting items, we have cannon fodder. The same thing over at Fairydale, and we have mythical gear at Wishfell Village, which I believe is something that my staff can equip, which is very cool. So right away, we have some fantasy experts available to us right here. We have Amber Brisket and Ariana Rott. Amber is level 2 already, which is great. Amber also has survey skills that gives us plus 30 survey bonus to anything that we do. And Amber is also a level 2 barbarian, which is fantastic. Also, being immune to missing in action events is kind of a big deal. And the stats in here, I mean, 10 strength, 4 dexterity, 1 intelligence is fine, it's a barbarian, and 5 luck is pretty good. So Amber is going to be getting hired, and I just want to point out, like, the barbarians look amazing. They all do. I've kind of seen what they all look like. They look very cool. We can get some different outfits though. Ice barbarian and gold barbarian are definitely options. I'm thinking ice barbarian is what I want to go for. And just while I'm here, I want to go around and just change some of my other staff uniforms. These guys right now, I mean, wait, can I make you look like an explorer? Why can I make you look like an explorer? Oh, I got the, there was like some DLC that I didn't have, like some expansion thing that I didn't have. That's kind of cool that I can make my, I didn't realize I could make these guys look like that. I can make everybody look like an explorer. Oh, that seems a bit weird. I don't, I don't think I need them all to look like explorers. That seems very confusing. Let's do the mint uniform for my security. And I guess, wait, does it? Yeah, mint uniform, apply to all of them. For my janitors, I'm kind of thinking we want to go for classic coat. I know I had some of these unlocked already, but I will say I may or may not have had some issues in getting the game to load properly because of some technical problems I had with the recording. So I had to roll a lot of stuff back. That's why we have so much kudosh now, because this is not my career save. This is a friend of mine's career save. This is Voxy's career save, who basically saved the entire series by sending me her save file for the career. I had so many technical issues with this. It wasn't the game's fault. It was my recording software's fault, but man, it was rough is what it was. It was definitely rough. Now for my explorers, let's put them in the explorer outfit. That seems like a good idea, although hopefully that hasn't, wait, no, these are just my regular experts, right? Hopefully my other expert, the one I've just hired, hasn't had their outfit changed to explorer as well. No, we're good. We still have our barbarian. So let's set up an expedition. We're going to autofill this with Amber Brisket. We get some bonus XP from doing this, and I would like to use a survey scanner for plus 50% location survey level. We have plus 90% overall. If we go detailed, we get plus 100%, which is fine. I don't think we need to go super detailed. I think we're fine with a safe expedition of 12 days. So we'll send Amber out to make that happen. And then in return, Amber gets a whole bunch of XP, which is fantastic. And we get our hands on something completely new, which is a fantasy statue, or at least it's a part of a fantasy statue. We need 2 more parts of the statue for it to be complete. But we're going to send this to our inventory for now, because as it stands, I need to build a whole new museum over here, or new building anyway, for all of the fantasy exhibits. So what I would like to do is go in here and figure out what this is going to look like. And I think the best way to do it, I think we go for a little something similar to what we have all the way over this way. I don't want to make it identical, but I think this is just going to be sort of the easiest way to do things. So we'll get a little entrance down here. We'll do a little something going through the middle here, and we'll do another 5x5 space on this corner with another large entrance. I think that's totally fine. I think we can go ahead and do a little something like this. And basically, I'm essentially doing the same thing that we've done before. So we're going to have these 5x5 spaces in the corners. We'll bring this guy over and do another 5x5 space in this corner and right down here as well. Now, what I don't want to do is waste a bunch of space. I do want to, hopefully, at the very least, very much hopefully, use all the space that we have. So I want to go straight through like this, and I want to go straight through like this. And I think I've done the math wrong on this. I totally have. I've missed a little spot right here. So these bits need to go, and these bits need to go. And then I'd like to have these parts as a part of the museum as well, so we have a little bit more space to work with here. All right, so I think this is going to be perfect for our new museum space. I would like to go in and do a little bit of decoration though, just to make it look a little bit better, because I do think there are some improvements that we can make. Specifically, I want to place a bunch of trees in here. So I want to get these oak trees. I want to get probably just these oak trees actually, if they fit, which they kind of do. I might be better with the small oak trees for these spaces though, so I can kind of get them right in there, so I can get them right in there and right up here as well, and one last one into that space right about there. It just adds a little something to this area, which I think is pretty good. And then when it comes to everything else, I want to go in and place this Fantasy Finds Ticket Bazaar, which looks amazing. We also have some color options. We can change it to like green. I can change it to purple. I can make it like a nice sort of red color, which I think is what I'm going to go for. I think a nice red on this is kind of fantastic. I want to put it right about there, and I want to put one right about there, I think. And that's essentially how people are going to buy tickets in this part of the museum. But I was also thinking it might not be a bad idea to put some map kiosks in here. So I might look into some options for how we can best make that work. I think I want one right there. I think I want one right there. And then that begs the question, like, what are these corners for? Do I maybe just move these guys back a little bit? Does that look better if they're sort of sunk right back into that space? And I think it kind of does. I like that vibe a lot. So what I'm going to do, just to sort of enclose this and make it feel a little bit more proper, is go in here with some walls. And I think a wall right across there, hopefully with a staff door on it, assuming I can make this happen, which of course I can't. Oh, I was so hoping that I could make this happen without having to bring this wall out a bit further, which unfortunately it seems like I'm going to have to do. Or I could build a big staff room in here, and that might be an option as well. So let me try that. Let me try going in and saying that maybe we want like a staff room right here. I can't really do something here, but I can go into this space. And I want to say that's probably okay, although I can't do the door. I keep forgetting that I'd have to move these guys. I wouldn't have to move them by much though. And that actually gives me the option to build this wall and put the door right there in the middle, which I think looks so much better. And I think that's 100% the way we're going to have this be. I don't love the staff door kind of right there in the middle of everything, but I think it looks all right. And I think that looks so good for a ticket booth space. So I want to do the same thing over on the other side, essentially, is what we're going to do. Same thing right here. We'll go and do our wall straight across this way with a nice staff door right in the middle. That way my employees can access that space, which is beautiful. We have these map kiosks in here. I really don't know what to do with them or how to position them, but maybe, oh, I don't know. I really don't know. Can I do a little wall right here? No. Would that look better if I did have a little wall right there? It might. All right, so I think this is fine, but I've had an idea and I think it's a good one. I want to put a massive gift shop right in this middle space right here. So you buy a ticket, you go through the gift shop, and then you get into the museum, and you go through the gift shop to get out of the museum. I think that is some big brain plays is what that is. Big brain is what we're going to call that. So I want to put a door right about here. I think that'll be fine. I would like to have a door for this place right about here. Oh my God, it's not going to fit. Wait, it might. It doesn't fit in the middle, which is really annoying with that thing. Can I get rid of you? Because I need this door to fit in the middle. I can't deal with it being off center. It's really going to annoy me. We'll put it there. That'll be fine. We can grab this. We'll duplicate that at some point and it'll be all right. But that gives us access to the gift shop, which is fine. What I think I would also like to do is maybe build this up this way a little bit so we kind of have some more space. We can put some stuff in this area here if I really wanted to, like a bathroom or something, maybe a staff room in here. I think that'll be fine. And this is now how you get into the museum properly, and I think that'll be all right. So let's get ourselves some checkout counters. I think we're gonna need a few of these, so we'll do 3 of them right away. I think that's probably for the best. I'm also wondering if I could make these look a little bit more interesting with like some rotation or something. I mean, kind of. They're not the greatest looking things, I'll be honest. But I think this is fine. I think that's a decent enough layout. And then I'd like to go in here with a bunch of fantasy bookshelves. We can put them on either side of this part of the gift shop. We can do some maybe here as well to kind of come around that corner. I think that's pretty cool. We have these poster stands, which are going to be for fantasy things as well. They can go next to the bookshelves. And then maybe some fantasy plushies with the most adorable little derpy dragon on top right there in the corners, which leaves us a lot of space on the floor for other things. I mean, we do have gnome onesies for the fantasy stuff, so that's a thing, I guess. Can I get 2 of these sort of back to back in here? Is that an option? It totally is, and I'm actually kind of okay with that. And you know, I think that right there is a pretty good looking gift shop. I do think it needs a little bit of love in terms of its materials though. So we'll go in with the crimson carpet that we've had elsewhere. We'll sort of bring it straight through here. We'll bring it straight down there. And then I want the entire room to sort of have that as well. And then I'm thinking we're going to use the same wood floor that we've used out this way for those parts around the outside. And I think that looks okay. I think it could look worse. So it could certainly look worse. These bins though, do I want them to be like, I sort of like the dark green. I'm not going to lie. I think the dark green on those is pretty cool. The bookcases I can't really change. These guys I can't really change. Those I can't really change. But I think these guys being like a dark green is kind of cool. I think it's sort of interesting. These guys can't really do anything there either. These, I'm wondering, can I do that same dark green? Yeah. I mean, the dark green's cool, I guess. Maybe yellow, blue. I think the dark green is what we're going to go for, I suppose. And then I need to kind of change the wallpaper in here as well, because it's a little bit much. So if we have a look, we do have some options. Some of this is from the Explorer edition of the game, which is that DLC thing that I apparently didn't have. It would look like this, which I think is a little bit dark, in my humble opinion. We do have some double panels. We do also have, I think, we absolutely do. We have some like fairy tale beams. We also have tavern beams as well that we can play with. So they would look something like this or this. The fairy tale ones, I have no idea where they went. I'm assuming up this way. The fairy tale ones are a bit dark. I think the tavern beams were cool. I also kind of like that beige. I don't mind it, but I think we'll go with the tavern stuff just to sort of match the vibe of the whole fantasy thing that we have going on. All right, so now we have a staff room over here. We have a bathroom over this way. And what I would like to do is put a couple of walls in here just before we go ahead and start to open things up properly. I want a wall right here, and I would like a wall right over here. Not that these areas are going to be staying completely disconnected from the rest of the museum forever, but this is the main area that I want to focus on. And so that's kind of just how we're going to do this. Now, what I think I'd like to do is bring a carpet through here for now. That might very well end up changing because I'm kind of thinking that it probably should. I'm also wanting to make sure that I've got this all central, which I think I do. This is like the middle of that space, I think. It definitely isn't. Oh, wait, no, it is. It is the middle of that space. That's fine. So this is going to come through here. And then in the middle, I want to have some kind of big square that we can play with. I would like some angles on this thing, so it's just a little bit more interesting. And then I would like to go in and just remove the very middle of it. And there's a reason for me doing that will become apparent in just a moment. All right, so I've been stalling for long enough. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a new exhibit in here. Let's get the fantasy statue, which is going to live just over here, I think, for now. It will get moved around a little bit, but I think this seems like a decent spot for it. And then what I can do is go in here and get myself a couple of things. I want to get this large donation well, and that's why I wanted this space right in the middle, because I think that looks fantastic. I also want to get some donation wells. I think, oh, do I want them either side of the gates? Where do I want the donation wells? I want one down there, and I want one down there. I think those are good spots for them. And I want to have some donation wells up by these gates as well. And do I want them on the sides? The sides might be a little bit much. We're going to hold off on that for now because we do need to go in here with some info stands as well. And I want to put an info stand here. I want to put an info stand here. I want to put an info stand here. And I want to put an info stand here. So all of our info is right in the middle of everything, which I think is pretty cool. I think we could go in with some other info stands that are like hanging in here. So you've got some other options for where you want to read about things. Maybe putting them sort of on these angles right here would be kind of interesting. I think that's maybe how we do it. That will slightly block your view as you come through these doors, but that's probably all right. In fact, you know what? No, that's not all right. I don't love that. We'll keep the info in the middle for now. We'll keep the donations there in the middle as well. And this gives us room for a fantasy exhibit, which I absolutely adore. Now we do need to decorate around this the same way we do with anything. So things like these blacksmith columns, these merchant barrels, and these fantasy double banners are going to be perfect for that. And actually, these fantasy double banners might be the perfect thing to go and place next to these gates. Not that they're going to be doing too much for decoration around here, though this one does help down this way. Slightly complicated when we have it slightly complicates things when we have the wishing or the donation wells right there, but you know what? We will figure that out is what we will do. New location unlocked. SS Silverbot. I have no idea what that is or how I got it, but I'll take it. That's fine by me. All right, so here's what I'm thinking. I think we need to assign this entire building as its own zone. So we're going to go in and say that from here all the way up to here is going to be zone 6, which we're going to rename to the fantasy zone. I think that's probably fair enough. So the fantasy zone is perfectly fine. And then in terms of staff, I mean, we haven't hired anybody for this other than Amber Brisket. So Amber is going to be assigned to the fantasy zone because I think that makes the most sense. And then I think we just hire new people. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need 9 new assistants if I do go ahead and put another one of these guys over this way, which I'm kind of wanting to do. I do like the idea of having this map kiosk in here. There's something about it that just kind of makes sense to me. I think it's something you would probably want to be able to, I mean, it feels very adventure-y, right? It's like, oh, don't forget to take a map for your adventure into the museum, right? Like that's the thing we want to be doing. So we'll put this guy right here. We can ever so slightly adjust this one so it's kind of in the middle of that wall as well. And I think that's fine. I do think the walls in this space need to be changed up a little bit, but we'll get to that. For now, it was, I don't remember, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 assistants is what we need. That's a lot. That's a lot of new people, but it is essentially an entire new museum that we're opening here. So you are going to be hired, which is fine. We are then going to want to assign you, which I don't think I can do from in here. I want you, what do you do? So you're going to just work at a ticket booth. That is essentially your entire job is going to be ticket booth. We're going to train you in admissions and whatever your name is. What was it? It is Olive Cyanide. Okay. You are going to be assigned to the new place, to the fantasy zone. All right. So now that we have all the assistants in here that we would need to run this place, although some of them are getting trained right now, which is totally fine. I think I want to come down to this helicopter, which is one that I placed. I don't think I placed it in this. I think I placed it between episodes. It was the whole thing, but we have this helicopter that I want to change out to look like a fantasy helicopter because it looks amazing. And I want to go back to the fledgling arms because I want these enchanting items. I also want the fantasy statue. So we'll autofill this. We're going to use a survey scanner. That should be fine. We're not going to go detailed. We don't really need to, but I would like to go in here. And I think we're going to get Ariana Rott is what we're going to do. It's going to be she's a rogue, which is fantastic. So we'll hire you. We're going to put you can't work in the gift shop. That's fine. You're going to live in there is what you're going to do. I'm pretty sure you can walk through the gift shop. I'm sure that won't be an issue. And we're also going to make sure that you are in fact assigned to where you need to be, which is the fantasy zone. So what I would also like to do is advertise for 3 more fantasy experts, because that way we can maybe get a full party, and we are going to need multiple fantasy experts anyway. So I think it just makes sense that maybe we do get a bit of a full party going on here. Oh, now this is interesting. If something looks like a chest and talks like a chest, then it's probably a... Wait, why is it talking? Do chests normally talk? Interesting. I feel like we should forget the chest because that seems... having played more Baldur's Gate 3 than I care to admit, we're low level. We're not high enough level to do anything about the chest. We're going to forget about it, which is totally fine. We're not going to upset the chest is what we're not going to do. So we have these new applicants here, which is fantastic news. We have Scarlet Rot, a wizard that's very good at tours. So Scarlet can go right there. We have Demon Grumble, a level 2 bard. Okay, you can live right there. and we have Benny Killjoy. We don't really need Benny Killjoy right now, but what I do want to do is go and first and foremost make sure that both of you are set to stay in the fantasy zone, which we have now done. And then I want to look at your outfits because that's what's important. Oh, we have a white wizard outfit? Absolutely. Absolutely. The Scarlet one's pretty good too. Reminds me kind of a game called Magicka, which, oh man, I would love it if Paradox made a Magicka 3. I don't think it's ever going to happen, but that does remind me of Magicka. The different colored wizard robes is very, yeah, reminiscent of Magicka. So we have the blue, we have the mustard, and we have the jelly. I think we're going to go with the jelly bard. That's an interesting sentence, but yes, I think we'll go with the jelly bard. And then where's my other one? I am missing an expert. There you are. So you are my rogue. We have a red rogue, we have an ivy rogue, and we have the normal one. I like the ivy one. I think that's what we're going to go for. We also have a reward from the fledgling arms, almost a level for Amber, and the reward is fool's gold. Just like a chest in so many ways, not like a chest in others. In other less chesty ways. Doesn't react kindly to strangers. That checks out. That's, yeah. That's probably fair enough. This thing is huge. Good Lord. Okay. Let's put this thing, I want to say here. I think it's kind of a cool spot for it. I think that kind of works. I want to move this guy into sort of this spot then. I think that kind of works as well. We'll bring you forward a little bit so they're nicely in line. I kind of like that. I'm assuming that this is connected to both of them, which it is. This is probably connected to both of them. I'm not sure about this guy, but that's okay. I do want to put decorations around these, although we're a little bit limited in what we can do. So for now, let's just put that blacksmith pillar in that corner. Let's do a blacksmith pillar in that corner as well. We have these barrels that we can play with. I think a little barrel right there might be kind of cool, just to sort of like fill the space a little bit. Maybe a barrel down in this corner as well, just again to sort of fill the space a little bit. And we can get more decorations. We have Fairy Dale, which is beautiful. So we can now go somewhere else. And once we unlock this, we get merchant crates and merchant pots. So don't mind if I do. We have a dragon up this way. And we seem to have Wishfell Village, which is going to get me some wall fantasy banners and hanging fantasy torches. Don't mind if I do. So we need 2 fantasy experts to go this way. We need 2 fantasy experts to go this way. Let me autofill this. We're not losing anybody, which is good. Let's do some bonus XP and start that expedition. And I don't know, are they going to this helicopter? I don't know if they're going to this helicopter or the other one. I'm assuming the other one. Yeah. Okay. In that case, let's also go to Wishfell Village. That just seems like a good idea. Bonus XP is good. And sure, we'll start that expedition. And you know what? Just while I was there, I noticed that Demon Grumble, when you're back, same with Ariana, I want to train you guys in survey skills because that's going to be really, really good for us. But for now, what I can do is I can go in here and I can get some more of these fantasy decorations, which we have to unlock. So we'll spend a whole bunch of kudosh getting each and every one of these guys. I want to get some banners as well. And can I put them behind the wells? I totally can. Does it look good behind the well? Not really. Let's do here instead for some of these banners. I think that will make kind of the most sense. It's going to be behind that guy, which I think is all right. It gives a little bit more decoration to it, which is great. We have these pots in here, which, I mean, I don't really know what to do with them, to be quite honest. We could put one back there for a bit of bonus decoration. We could put one kind of in there for a bit of bonus decoration. We have these corners up here as well, which I think is totally fine. And we also have these merchant crates that I kind of really, really like the look of. So we'll put a merchant crate right in there. We'll put a merchant crate right over here. And that gives us 5 of 5 decoration on each of those. I would like to change this out to be bananas. And I think I want to change this pot over here to be a slightly different color as well, just so not everything's identical. And I'm pretty sure I can change this barrel's color a little bit to be slightly darker so it's not identical to the other ones. That way we just have a little bit of something going on. Just a little bit of differentiation in the colors, I think is definitely a good thing. I think this pot up here, we can go for like green. And that looks all right. We've got people going to the exhibits, which is fantastic. So absolutely no complaints from me. I like how that's turning out. And We have 2 crates right here. This one from Wishfell Village. Amber just leveled up as well, which is amazing. So this one is from Wishfell Village. We got our hands on a halven half tapestry. It's halven. You know, it's half a tapestry. It's not, it's a third of a tapestry, but it's fine. Let's place this thing in here before I have a medical emergency trying to pronounce that. Let's put it right there for now, and that'll be all right. We can decorate around it in a little bit. We have another crate as well, but I want to send you guys, actually, no, I want to have a look and see who can get trained. So Ariana, I want you to have survival skills. I think that's going to be important. And I think same thing with with Mr. Grumble. It sounds like a sounds like a Sesame Street character. No, it sounds like a Mr. Men character. Mr. Grump probably is. No, it's Mr. Grumpy, right? Is that Mr. Man? I don't know. It doesn't matter. What have we got here? We got a 3-handed greatsword. Okay. Don't mind if I do. I'm not sure how that would work, but yeah, 3-handed greatswords. That's totally fine. Let's put it right about here. Let me move this forward to be in line with that. And I'm going to move these guys forward by just a smidge as well, because I think it's going to look a little bit better if this guy isn't right up against that wall. So bring you forward as well. I think that looks fine. We can do some decorations in the walls back there. We can also do, if I'm not mistaken, these guys. These hanging torches, I think would look pretty cool. So we'll do one. No, how do I want to do this? Let's do a hanging torch here. Let's do a hanging torch here. And let's do a hanging torch here. We'll do the same thing over by this guy as well. I don't want to put them directly above the exhibits because it's going to get really cluttered. But I think doing it this way, we should get a decent little bit of coverage for the hanging torches. I think it'll overlap with most of the exhibits, which is kind of what I'm looking for. It doesn't get this one in the corner, which does actually need it for its buzz bonus. So let's put one in that corner, and let's put one in that corner as well. And that should keep us pretty good for the buzz bonuses, which is fantastic. This is really coming together. I like this. I'm really enjoying this. I love the idea that we're building like an RPG adventure party to go out on these expeditions. That's very, very cool. So from Wishfell, we have mythic gear that we haven't discovered. From Fledgling Arms, we need more of this statue. So I want to autofill this. I want bonus XP. We're gonna do. We can just do a safe expedition. I think that's all right. I don't think we need to go too crazy with that one. And I'm going to change out this helicopter for the fantasy one as well. And I think we start another expedition. So we have Fairydale. We have enchanting items that we haven't discovered. Let's autofill and let's do some bonus XP. And I guess we send everybody out is what we do. We have another expedition, another pair of expeditions going right ahead. And also some pretty big queues in the gift shop. That's not quite ideal, but we'll be all right. Also a queue for the microwave. Wasn't expecting that, but sure. So this time, our trip to Fairydale has had Ariana and Scarlet both level up, which is amazing. We did encounter a bit of a delay, but we did also get a teeny kettle. Does milk and 2 sugars count as 3 separate wishes? Ask the tea genie inside. Absolutely. I absolutely will. I do want this to be somewhere kind of cool though. Do I want to put it in this space? I don't know. Actually, I'm not really 100% sure where this thing could go. This does seem like a reasonable spot for it, or kind of like back there a little bit, and then maybe put this guy at an angle. Maybe it would be a better idea to move this out a little bit, put it there, and then put this in that corner at sort of an angle. So because it's a round exhibit, right? It kind of works in there. Maybe even moving this guy over a little bit and back one would work. I think it kind of does. Maybe even moving that back a little bit further would be an idea to about there. I think that kind of works. I'm sort of okay with that. I think it looks pretty good. So hopefully no one gets any dodgy wishes out of this guy. Also, what does it need for buzz? Near a blacksmith. It's right next to one. I mean, it's technically not because it's around the corner, but fine. You can have a blacksmith column if you insist, which is going to be right about there for the sake of decoration. That gives us that buzz bonus, which is fantastic news. We do have another crate over here from the fledgling arms, which is another part of the fantasy statue, which looks, yeah. Let's attach it to the statue and I guess head straight back to the fledgling arms to try and get the rest of that thing. Oh, and just while we're here, we can claim a reward for doing things on the map, which means we have to talk to Fee again, whose voice I've already sort of forgotten, but I'm pretty sure it was along the lines of, excellent. Wise adventurers rely on diverse skill sets of their party. On the diverse skill set of their party, but you know what I mean. There's strength in numbers, my friend, and a few are bound to go missing. They always do. Protect your allies and soup up your party with potions. These magical cargo items can augment your abilities, create special bonuses, or counter catastrophic events. Fantasy experts can craft potions in the workshop. Look out for recipes as you explore Scorched Earth. Try those giant human hands of yours at this growth potion. If that works, I'll give you something to deal with that dragon. All right. Potions are special fantasy cargo items that can be brewed in the workshop. Potions can impact your expedition team's fantasy stats from strength to luck, amongst other things. Potions can only be made by qualified fantasy experts with the Potion Master's skill. Train staff in your museums to help your expeditions in the field. Find potion recipes hidden throughout the Scorched Earth map. Explore and unlock POIs to discover every kind of potion. Right. Yes, I can do that. I can absolutely do that. We need to unlock 5 points of interest in the Scorched Earth map, so that's going to mean clearing out some of these obstructions, which is fine. We do have people with survival skills, so we'll autofill this. We will, I guess, get some bonus XP. We might get some illnesses. We might get some injuries, but we should be okay doing this. So we'll start that expedition to clear out that particular location, and that should be good for us. And I guess while that's going on, we could probably hire another wizard that also happens to be a potion master. So I think that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to make you a scarlet wizard because that seems like a pretty good idea. And if we go over to the workstation, we can now, I think, make ourselves some potions. Yeah, we can make a growth potion, which is plus 50% XP for staff. I want to make 5 of those. That seems like a really, really good idea. So we'll start that project, and we'll also take a look at whatever we've gotten back from this expedition to the fledgling arms, which is a pristine version of Fool's Gold. Don't mind if I do. Do not mind if I do at all. Let's maybe replace this one. We'll send it to our inventory, and we'll grab the pristine version and just slap it right into, I want to say about there is probably the right spot for it. I think that kind of works. That should get people kind of happy and excited. Do we have an analysis machine here? Is that a thing that do I not have an analysis machine on this map? I feel like I don't. I feel like I might have had one, but I don't remember. I feel like I should have an analysis machine, but apparently I don't. We might want to build one of those because we're going to end up with things. We're going to end up with duplicates of things that we don't necessarily need. So I might build an analysis machine up in that corner, but for now, I think we'll be all right. Let's just head over this way and make sure that everyone got back safely, which they totally did. Amber does have a broken face, but it's not the end of the world. We'll get some bonus XP for the staff, and we should be able to head back out. We just need to unlock 5 points of interest here. So these are the Mines of Ad Nausea, which is fine. So we'll go ahead and unlock the Mines of Ad Nausea. This place, we need an epic quality dwarven device exhibit. I don't think we're going to be doing that quite yet. But over this way, we need someone with survey skills, which apparently we can't set this up right now. Interesting. Do we not have a fantasy expert with survey skills? Is that really a thing that I'm missing? We're not. Amber has survey skills, but Amber also has a broken face. So that that checks out. All right, so now that Amber is fully healed, let's autofill this. Let's go with a growth potion as well for some bonus XP. We're also likely to get plus 30% XP, so this should be really, really good for us in terms of XP for my fantasy experts. And then that should mean that we're pretty much good to go when it comes to fighting the dragon, which is exciting. And let's see how we're doing in terms of XP. It looks like 2 out of the 3 of them have leveled up. We also get some bonus XP right here, which is fantastic. And we unlocked somewhere called Raynor Shrine, which is very interesting. But first things first, I want to have a look at my fantasy experts because I want to see if we can do anything with them. We've got you. We can upgrade you because you have leveled up. Now you are a rogue, which tells me that we probably want to upgrade. How many points have I got available? 1. Let's upgrade your dexterity. We have you. You are a wizard. You have 2 points available. Let's upgrade your intelligence. That seems like it makes sense. We have you. You have 2 points available. Let's go for strength since you're a barbarian. And demon grumble. You have 2 points available. You are a bard, so we'll go for a bit of luck for you and see if that works out. I don't know if sort of speccing into like a single thing for these guys is the right way to go, but it's what we're going to do. And we're also going to take a look right here because we now need to unlock Raynor Shrine, which means we have the 5 places unlocked, which means we can claim Dragon Tail Potion. Now you have a party of adventurers in the power of potions. You're ready to face the dragon. Ready as you'll ever be. Use the recipe for the Dragon Tail Potion. The dragon won't stand a chance. It's good to laugh. Okay. Okay. I see what we're doing here. Now, here's the thing. We have the dragon up here. We don't have a Dragon Tail Potion. And without a Dragon Tail Potion, which I believe will remove one of these events, I think it removes the Dragon's Tail event, there is a solid chance that somebody is still going to die in the process of doing this, because we either need a combined strength of 30 to get rid of this one, or 15 to get rid of the Dragon's Claw. So yeah, that's worrying. Definitely a bit worrying. Not really too sure what way we're going to manage to do this. We do need level 3 experts as well. So it's going to be tricky is what it's going to be. We could head out this way and we could start looking for some dwarven devices. I think that would be kind of cool. We could head out this way and start looking for enchanting items and cannon fodder, which I think would be kind of neat. We also have this place, which we need an expert qualified in level 2 potion mastery. We can do that. And 3 great quality temperate fish exhibits. Yeah, somehow I don't think we're going to be doing that one. What I will do is set up an expedition out this way. We'll go for some bonus XP as well. And we can go for, I guess this is going to happen. We'll get a bit more exhibit quality, which is totally fine. So we'll send these guys out to start doing that. And I think I might go for the dwarven thing as well, just because it's over there and I would like to get my staff a little bit more experience. So we'll autofill this. I don't want anybody going missing. That's kind of a big deal. We need higher dexterity for this to be a thing. 100%. I'm not dealing with people going missing. So much so that I'm going to advertise for 3 more fantasy experts. Not that we urgently need them, but I would rather they don't go missing, so we're going to get them. Oh no, this is pretty good. We have Bulbo Chunder. Okay. It was pilot wings, 12 strength. I mean, that doesn't seem that good, to be totally honest. We have you with 11. I feel like getting lower level... I feel like the lower level stuff is better, right? I feel like getting someone at level, I mean, you've got 10 luck already. The only thing you guys come with is I mean, you're a level 6 rogue, but your stats are terrible. You're a level 1 bard with decent stats, and I can train you up, and that seems like the way to go with this, to be honest. So let's hire you, and I guess we train you in being a potion master. That seems like a fair enough thing to do, I suppose. We'll train you to be a potion master. We can head over this way. I'm not really too interested in finishing this project. I would like to start working on the Dragon's Tail potion, of which we only need one. So we're just going to go for the one. And if we go and look at some expeditions here, we did get something back from the shrine. I think we absolutely did. Let's take a look at what we're dealing with. That is horrifying. Wow. I don't like that. No. Bewitched with 11 secret herbs and spices, this mysterious totem is packed with enough foul power to drive anyone clucking crazy. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I see what we're doing here. That's, yep. I can live in that corner. That's horrific looking. Genuinely. It's genuinely horrifying is what that is, but that's all right. We'll not worry too much about it. Let's have a look in here and see what else we can get. We have the cannon fodder thing. We do have the dwarven thing. Is there anything I can do with this to get rid of that MIA thing? Can we get like you in here? That brings, I mean, dexterity is 12. I need really high dexterity. So you've got like 11, which gives us 19 dexterity. And then if I was to put you in here, that gives us 13, 16, 15. That's really close. We're close with this. We can get the 16. I just need someone. I need you to be slightly more dexterous. That's all I'm looking for. I don't care about losing money. I don't care about extra time. I do care about losing someone. And I mean, it's a 1 in 3 chance, but it's still not worth it as far as I'm concerned. Although here's an interesting little detail. Gregulus McTavern can have his dexterity upgraded, and I'm pretty sure Gregulus, which is an amazing name, was the one I was about to send out there on that expedition. So if we go back down here and we have a little bit of a look over at the mines of nausea, if we set this up and we send Gregulus and we send Ariana, we lose worm food as a problem. So suddenly, I'm not all that concerned about it. And I think I'm okay with that. So we'll start that expedition. As long as we don't lose anybody, I don't really care too much. And I would like to start getting some dwarven stuff in here because that seems like a really cool idea. And I also want to take a look at what exactly we need for this. We don't have the Dragon Tail potion yet, but if we look at this and autofill it, man, this is going to suck. At the very least, we will be able to get enough dexterity to get rid of Dragon's Claw. So, we might lose someone, but we'll be okay. The team are lost in the mines, twisting tunnels. A lone minecart piques their interest, but its track leads almost directly upwards. Okay, come on, we're doing the minecart. We're doing the minecart. Absolutely. The minecart takes off towards the sky at reckless speed, stopping abruptly at a crack in the ceiling. The team are launched through the eye of a needle and land in their destination. Wow. So from that adventure, we got our hands on a grass geode. That's dwarven, apparently. It's, yeah, can be processed by a geode device. Oh. Huh? Wait, what? That seems new. I don't know what a geode device is, but this thing can live here for now. I have no idea what is a geode device. I'm assuming it's something I can unlock at some point, right? I'm assuming it's like a thing that we just haven't got our hands on yet. I genuinely have no idea, which is fair enough, I guess. That's a weird one. That is definitely a bit of a weird one that we have going on there. Is a geode device something I can make over here? We're still working on the Dragon's Tail thing. Okay. I mean, I'm assuming it's a thing. I feel like it's a thing we can make over there. I'm hoping it's a thing we can make over there. All right, so now that the Dragon's Tail potion is done, I don't see anything about geodes, so I'm going to assume I've forgotten something or I'm missing something. It's not the end of the world though, because I think realistically, let's go fight a dragon. Let's go defeat the dragon. That seems like a great idea. We'll autofill this. We are avoiding this issue. We're avoiding this issue. If we could get more strength in here, which to be fair, we are so close. We have 27 strength. if we could get a little bit more, we could potentially do this. This is, I mean, this is already, we're doing all right with dexterity. It's just that 3 points of strength that we need. I would like to take a look and see if any of my fantasy experts can be leveled up here. So Amber, for example, you can't. Demon, you can't. So none of them can be leveled up. If we look in here, we have you have 12 strength, but your dexterity kind of sucks. Man, we're gonna lose someone. We're gonna lose somebody, and I don't like it. But you know what? It's fine. I've played Baldur's Gate, and it sucked there as well. Let's set up the expedition. Let's go fight a dragon and lose somebody. Again, I've played Baldur's Gate. I know how this goes. I don't like how this goes, but this is how it goes. This is just the way it is. Also, while that's going on, let me get some bins in here, because I do think we kind of need them. These very square bins are maybe a little bit out of place for this area, but we just kind of need them, to be totally honest. We probably want them out here as well, by the vending machines or by these benches, or literally anywhere that I can put them, which I don't think is a lot of places. So we'll go for here, and we'll go for here. And we have encountered a dilemma. Your party used their potion, just as Fiona suggested. The stunned dragon stumbles forward, breathing fire into the sky, more furious than ever and looking for an escape. Do you block their path west or east? Oh my god, we have to pick one to save? Oh no. Oh no. I don't have everything I can get from Fairydale yet. Oh my god, I'm gonna save Fairydale. Blocking the route east, the dragon takes flight and heads west towards Wishfell. From a distance, your party can see fire rain down on the village. The dragon soon returns overhead, now missing its tail, before disappearing north. Oh my god. Oh my god. We've just destroyed Wishfell. I don't feel good about that. I feel terrible about that. That's a terrible thing. Who died? That's the real question. Who are we missing? Who didn't make it back? Oh no, who didn't make it back? Wait, why is there only one of them? Oh no. Wait, who died? So you leveled up? We got a reward. Wait, who? Hold on a minute. Who's missing? Oh no, Demon! No! No! Not Demon Grumble! Yeah, he's a bard, who cares? Let's get some XP for this, that's fine. We have some rewards available for a strength potion. Look, I never suggested the potion would defeat the dragon. I did. Well, this sounds like a classic case of he said, she said. Accidents will happen, and they may be unfortunate and devastating, but oh well. With the dragon dislodged, you can continue your misadventures through the scorched earth. The plot thickens and your quest continues. Just try not to leave a path of destruction, okay? Okay. So now we're working towards the Dragon Claw potion, which is fine, I guess. We do have the now destroyed Wishfell village with new rewards in there, which I feel terrible about. I don't love that. But wait. Oh, I didn't need to go to, I did have everything from Fairydale. I was thinking of the fantasy statue that I didn't have. My bad. Oh well. That's unfortunate. These things happen. We're gonna get cursed going here, most likely. That's gonna be slightly problematic. Oh god, that's awful. What have we got up here? Folktown. All right, so we get Folktown. We've got the Wobbling Goblin, which is amazing. Love that. That's good. At this legendary local, you can find anything from micro-brewed potions, magical beans, or the latest gravy-thick gossip. There's no such thing as a quiet night at the Wobbling Goblin. Amazing. It's amazing. It's a bard point of interest as well. We can get some mythical gear from that. That's very cool. We have Cumulus Woods as well, which needs a botany expert. Jagged Jaunt needs a marine life expert. Obscure City needs higher happiness and an expert qualified in level 3 potion mastery. We can totally get there. We can definitely do that. Do we want to get more dwarven stuff? Or I kind of want to go here. I kind of want to go look around Wishfell. I don't want to get cursed, but unfortunately, I think that's going to happen. So first things first, let me advertise for a new bard because we are going to need one. And let me have a look and see, do any of you have XP available for level up? You do. You've got 2 points available. So let's give you more strength. That seems fine. You also have some available. Let's give you a bunch of intelligence because that seems like a good idea. And let me have a look at the rest of you. So Amber, let me give you more survey skills. That seems like a great idea. And then looking down this way, we have Scarlet. Now, Scarlet, you can do tours. I want to train you in tour guidelines again. And I would like to try and get some tours going in here. I actually totally forgot about these as a thing. So getting some tours around here seems like a pretty cool idea. What way do I want to do that, though? Do I want to just put the thing like here? I suppose I could. It doesn't seem like the worst place for it. It's relatively central, which is good. I could just send it around these 4 exhibits, but let's see what length we're looking at if I send it up this way. The length is great. The buzz is okay. I'm totally fine with that. We'll go ahead and let that be a thing. And someone wants to resign. That's fantastic. What's going on with you? You're thirsty. You're hungry. You need a dump. You want to resign and you're tired. Okay. Let me have a look at all of my staff. Let me look at the pay reviews and we'll satisfy everyone's pay requests. We'll also give them a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10% pay increase, which seems like a reasonable thing to do to keep everybody nice and happy. And you seem like you don't want to quit anymore, which is good. You're still tired. You're still hungry. You're probably still burned out. You probably still, you hopefully still need a dump, given that you've not been to a bathroom. But other than that, you're good. Okay, so I sent an expedition out to Raynor's Shrine to see what we can get our hands on, and we got a devilish door, which is very interesting. We'll go ahead and place that into the museum. I think up this way should be a decent little spot for it. Can I get it in line with everything? I sort of can. And I think that's kind of a cool spot for it. So we'll go for right about there for the devilish door. We also have a little something that's come back from the fledgling arms. And I'm hoping, and it is the rest of the fantasy statue, which I absolutely love. That is exactly what I was looking for. Now you are fully decorated. You are happy to be near that barrel, which is good. We do need to get the rest of this tapestry, but I'm not really super worried about that right now. I think we're in a pretty good spot, all things considered. Although I will say, I do kind of need a new bard, and I do, well, do I need another bard? Hold on a minute. We do have Montgomery Mojo right here with two things we could train him in, which might not be the worst idea. It's, you know what, Montgomery, congratulations. You're being hired solely because I can train you in potion mastery level 1 and 2. So that's going to work out really nicely. The other reason I wanted Montgomery is because I want to see whether or not, yeah, this right here. So apparently we didn't need Montgomery for it, but I want to avoid the MIA thing. I want to send my staff to the mines of Ad Nausea one more time and see what other dwarven finds we can bring back here. And then, to be honest, I think we're probably good for today. I think we've got a really good idea of what this fantasy expansion is all about. If you want to see more of this, let me know in the comments. But before we get into all of that, let's see what we get back from the mines of Ad Nausea. A water geode. Okay, that's, yeah, can be processed by a geode device. That's totally fine, I guess, is what it's going to be. It's going to have to be totally fine because there's not a lot I can do about it. Let's put this thing here. Let me move this geode over a little bit. Let me put this geode sort of here. We'll shuffle you over a little further just so we have this going on. And this guy wants to be near a merchant barrel, which apparently already is. I mean, they look fine, I guess. We have some geodes in here. They're kind of cool. We'll put a light sort of between them, and we'll do a nice dwarven banner on the wall behind them. Maybe a couple of dwarven banners in the walls behind them just to really boost that decoration that we have going on. So a little something like that. It's not exactly central, but that's fine. Maybe move you over a little bit so it's a bit more central. That seems fine. We have a pair of geodes. They're not the most exciting thing in the world because it's just a big rock, but I mean, nobody died going to the dwarven mines, so that works for me. All right, so there is obviously a lot more to do in the Scorched Earth Expedition map, but let me know in the comments below whether or not you want to see a little bit more 2-point museum. This was always kind of my plan with this game, was to keep coming back to it as DLCs come out for it. It was never gone forever. I just took a break from it because I kind of felt we'd done everything there was to do. It turns out there is another map. Why is there a chicken? There's a chicken running around. Hold on a minute. I'm doing my outro, but there's literally a chicken. And no ordinary chickens. Fowl from the fantasy kingdom possess deceptive intelligence and magical powers, but you wouldn't know it from where has this come from? Why is there a chicken? Okay. All right, there's a chicken. Good to know. Anyway, my point being, there is another map that we never got to. I think we need Creator Class 6 or something like that. We need 3 more stars across all of my museums to get there. Obviously, we have more stuff to do with the fantasy expansion. So let me know in the comments below if you want to see a little bit more of this, or I can just go stream the entire thing on Twitch. Either one works for me. I'm probably going to be playing it regardless. So yeah, let me know in the comments below. While you're down there, make sure to leave a like on the video. It really helps out the channel on the video, and it does that YouTube thing that everybody talks about. It's algorithm, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, everybody. This has been an absolute pleasure, as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.